This conference will now be recorded.
And then after the gist of that, we'll just take ahead the few more slides, and then we can have our yesterday's question. So I will share my screen. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So, for those who have not attended yesterday's session, so we discussed about the automation testing. We discussed about why Tosca is a market leader and why we should use Tosca. What are like how we can create test cases, what it like the theory of Tosca, what it is, and how it helps in testing, what we can do with that. Features of Tosca, we have Dex, scriptless, like Tosca is scriptless, model-based, multi-app support, risk-based test data. Then we have again more key features as Tosca Copilot. We have Vision AI, risk-based optimization, TDM, DEX, ARAs. Then we have a testing platform for any application. We can just like build a pipelines. We can integrate it with different tools like Jira, Jenkins, and we can have different models with Tosca like data integrity. We can do performance testing as well. Next slide was this, I guess we skipped. So this slide was basically about we can test all the platforms with Tosca like desktop, web, API, database, browser, mobile, SAP, Salesforce. So we can test any technology with Tosca. So this was just about this slide was that. So this slide was about Tosca certifications. What are the Tricentis has given some of the certifications like AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, A1, A2, and TA1. So if you want to get certified or like you if you want to become an automation specialist, so these four certifications are very important for you guys. This A1 is not that mandatory to get, but yes, if you get it, then you can become like you will be in a stage in beginner stage of architect level, and A2 and TA1 will be the most important certifications if you want to become an architect level Tosca engineer. So these all were the certificate. This slide was about the certifications. So we ended here and we jumped into the questions. I'll just do once again with these slides for like few just small amount of time, and then we'll just go with the questions, your yesterday's questions. So now coming to the slide. So do you have any questions regarding these slides? Or we can go ahead.
So, what are the certificates going to be covered till TDS1, TDS2, or after that also some other certificate we are
So
going to?
we will be covering AE1 as in this particular course. So just the you'll get the knowledge of AE1, whatever the theory based things will be there in AE1, we will be covering that. Even we will be covering somewhat of SAP certifications as well. If you attend the class like this, the course, you will be able to get certified with the SAP as well, even with the API. So, not we will be covering the most of the part of AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and AE1. SAP and API is the additional we are providing, like just the gist of that. But you will be able to give those certifications as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about the
Okay. Total
certificates.
basically then five.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, do the certificates have expiration date?
No, no, they do not have. Like if you are certified as AS1, it is for the lifetime. It will be used as your lifetime certification with Tosca.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll jump on to the different slide. So this slide is about Tosca over different tools. So why we use Tosca? Like it, as we know before our slides, like I've already mentioned that it is a scriptless test automation. Most of the tools are not scriptless. We want to write some large amount of code, so it's a scriptless test automation which helps in developing and maintaining the tests, like automated test efficiently. It is very simple and easy to use. It follows model based testing and risk based testing. So risk based testing, yes, we will be covering in this course, and even the high level of risk based testing I'll just let you know today only. So it supports model based, like it has a Lego blocks and that will be drag and drop into the test cases. Also, we do not the testers or a human does not require any coding skills, but yes, but a logical mindset is required. It provides management capabilities like test case design, executions, and reporting. It also has the inbuilt feature of reporting. We do not have to have any add-ins or plugins for reporting purpose. We can use for agile, DevOps, and waterfalls. So for the agile model also, we can use it. Consider the web UIs have been not been created, so we can have our APIs inside our Tosca Commander. Also, it offers robust test reporting and analytics. Robust as in we can make our portfolio as we want, like we can make our reports as we want. That reporting things we will be covering, like how we can make our reports, or like we can customize our reports. Like we provide great customer support for technical assistance. Yes, we have some of the support portals. We have like they have 24/7 support. We can have it, and also they will be giving us some of the documentations, and they like Tricentis usually have webinars and everything, so we can have a technical assistance with this Tosca tool. We can easily integrate it with CI/CD tools. It is very easy. By just one or two configurations, we can integrate it with Jira. It already had a plugin inside it. We do not have to download any plugins from outside. Also, defect management tools like ALM, we can say Jira tools. CI/CD pipelines, we can have it with Jenkins. Defect management tools with the Jira or ALM, and test data management tools. So test data management tools, we have the particular server like a TDM server. We do not have to download any again plugins. It is automatically in there, in like if we have Tosca installed and the server is configured, we will just have the TDM thing available with our Tosca. So going to the next slide, obviously if there are so many advantages coming with that, there will be somewhat of disadvantages as well. So there are two sides of coin, but disadvantages are less compared to the advantages. So we have three disadvantages. It does not work on Mac or Linux. Those operating systems are not compatible. So those who have Mac or Linux devices, they do not prefer to have Tosca. It is a premium tool. It is not an open source because they are offering so many advantages, so many things in one place. So it is a premium tool. So it can be quite expensive, but the company bears it. So that is fine. Also, it requires system requirements, like it's not like Selenium. We just download one particular tool and it will just work whatever however we want. But we have some system requirements that this particular RAM should be there, then only we can install our Tosca Commander. So these, but every system nowadays, every system comes with this system requirements. We'll just talk about system requirements once we start the class. So these are some disadvantages. This is one particular tool which is very famous. So I have just compared it, Tosca with the Selenium, so that you can just see what are the differences between Selenium and Tosca. So yes, Tosca is a premium tool giving few of the advantages to us, and Selenium is an open source tool, but it requires coding. Also, for Selenium, we do not have any community or customer support. It's just we'll need to check with the Google and everything, and then only we'll need to do. But it takes a lot of time. but for Tosca we have a technical assistance. Also, in Tosca, we have library of object, like we have few of the standard modules available. We do not have to search for anything, or we do not have to scan again and again. So we will have a library of object which is available inside it, and it does not have any integrated object repository. Also, in Tosca, as I've mentioned, that reporting and analytics, we can do it inbuilt. Like it is already in Tosca Commander, but for Selenium, we'll need to add some outside plugins. Also, it is scriptless, but Selenium, we should have some codings and everything. Now, so basically for Tosca, the tests are highly reusable. We can reuse it every time. Just having 10% of rework, we can reuse it every time, like after an year or after 2 years also, we can reuse it, which is basic feature of like regression testing. Now, Selenium test cases are not highly reusable. It supports SAP test automation. It does not support SAP testing. In Tosca, we have standard modules of SAP, which allows us to do very ease and free SAP automation. It is model based test automation. Like consider in an interview if somebody asks what is the basic difference between Tosca and Selenium. So you can simply answer that it is a model based test automation. We will create models and everything, and then we will drag and drop those models to create test cases. Once we change that module and wherever it has been used in the test case, that particular test case, like that particular module, whichever has changed, that will impact all wherever that is being used in the test case. So that is the basic advantage of it. It is script based test automation. We'll need to create each line of code and check whether that code is running or not. And the look and feel is very readable for Tosca. Also, it supports Tosca Script, Python, Java, C Sharp, and everything. Same with Selenium. Yes, it supports any language. Also, it is licensed. Tosca is the licensed tool, and Selenium is the free tool. So this is the basic difference between Tosca and Selenium. Now, before going to the next slides, we will just be talking about Tosca and what are the how are we going to, like, we will be working in the Commander from the 14th slide. Before this, any questions you guys have?
Yes, I have one question. On the second last one, it says it supports Tosca Script, Python, VB Script. Can you explain a little bit on that? Because it says no coding, right, for Tosca, but I see it supports
Yeah,
some
so
coding languages.
consider there is basically a Java application. So it supports a Java application. We can scan it very easily. Suppose the developer has made a backend code as Python, so we can scan it again very easily. Consider, like, it depend. It's not we will be using Java or C Sharp or Python. It's just however the web application has been created supports the language is Java. So it
Okay,
doesn't mean that we cannot scan it. It supports
got it.
everything. Yeah.
Got it. So it's more application related instead of Tosca related.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Now, okay, let's come to the Tosca. Now, might be possible most of you have seen this Tosca Commander. So I'll just tell you a bit of this Tosca Commander. We will be installing it in our classes. I will tell you everything, each and every step. So this is basically how Tosca Commander looks like. I was talking about model based. So these are the models which will be converted into the test cases and which will be converted into the executions. So the first and the foremost step is the modules. Like basically what happens is some companies in some projects they talk about requirements as well. So the basic thing, we can create requirements and then we can create modules accordingly. But most of the companies work on first modules and then they create test cases and then they create requirements. So we'll go with this way only. We'll scan it, and the scanning part will be done in this orange section. So why it is readable? Because it has some color codings as well. So orange section is modules, the test case section is blue, test case design section is red. This is little complex section, but we will be making it very easy. Green section is executions. Why? Because we want our every test cases to pass, not for all testers, yes, but green section is the executions. So this all color coding defines every other sections. So we will be starting with the module sections where we will be scanning everything. Once the scanning part is done, we will be going into the test cases sections. And then these test cases are created, we will be going into the executions. Now, in the executions, you can see that, okay, I haven't done any executions as of now, but let me check. No. So none of the executions have been there, but we will be doing a slight executions as well. So this is the look and feel of Tosca. This is basically the ribbon what we say. So consider if I say somebody is sharing the screen and I will be saying that in the ribbon you'll need to click on import subset. So the ribbon is this, and we have these menus as well. So home, view, tools. So these menus as well. Also, this is the navigation pane. So from here
So
as
are
well
you
we can
sharing any
navigate.
different screen? Actually, we are seeing
Oh,
only.
okay, okay. I am so sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, no
one
problem.
second. Uh, I'll stop sharing and again I'll share the whole window, entire screen. Yeah. Now, is it visible, the look and feel of the Tosca? I'll start once again.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I'll start once again. So what I was talking about, this pane is the ribbon pane. Like if I say somebody is sharing the screen, if I say go to import subset in the ribbon pane, so it will be here in the ribbon pane. This is the navigation pane. We can navigate it from here as well, but it is not like we can do it, but it is very tedious. Like we can go and navigate here and work here. So basically, this is known as the working pane, and this is known as the properties section. Like whatever, like this is the module, and if I'll say you need to go into the properties, so you'll click on this triangle and the properties pane will open. These are the menus, and we have in undo, redo options as well. We can save it here. And this basically check in, check out, review, update all, we'll just talk about in our classes only. Now I'll repeat once again about the color coding. So module section is the orange section, blue section is the test case sections. We'll scan the application under test in the module section. We'll go into the test case, like we'll drag and drop that module and go to the test case section to create the test cases. We will drag and drop that test case to the execution section, and then we will execute. Here this is the basic thing about Tosca and how it looks like. So it is in a very readable format. I'll go to the slide again. So here, this is the application. In this application, we'll pick out something like a register or a login or something. This will be going into the models. This models will be converted and combined into the test case and the test data, whatever we will be needing. So this is how the model-based test automation works. There are blocks. We will be combining the blocks and creating the test cases. These blocks we will be scanning from the applications. Um, is that clear?
Hey, I have one question. So you're saying that using Tosca, before we get the requirements and test case, we'll be scanning the application first and just creating the modules from the application without knowing if we'll be needing that for the test case or not.
No, no, no. Okay, I'll just repeat again. So basically, what happens is we have this requirement sections here. Obviously, whatever requirement will be given by our clients, we will be scanning those only. But if you do not want to register those requirement things here, it is fine. It is okay. But consider the requirement is you'll need to log into the application, you will need to do some shopping, and then in the shopping cart, you'll need to check whether that amount is being coming properly or not. That is the requirement, but you'll need to add it here or not, that depends on you. So if you need to add in the end as well, it is fine. You'll need to add in the first thing, and then you will be linking it to the test case. That is also fine. Without requirements, you cannot scan anything. Like you'll not be doing any testing.
Okay, got it.
It's yeah. So it's just like whenever we create the requirements in Tosca Commander, we will need to link it with our execution results, like not the results, basically execution test case. So once the test case, suppose this is the test case. Okay, this symbols also we will like I'll be guiding you what are these symbols. Suppose this is the test case, and I'll just make it here. I'll just drag and drop this test case here, and it will create a list. So we'll need to link this test case to a requirement. So linking that test case will let us know that how much, like which requirement consider this test case, or this test case is being linked with which requirement. So it depends on you. If you want to add it in the end, it's fine.
Okay, I
Okay.
was just, yeah, with the
Mhm.
model-based testing, right? I guess I'm just a little bit confused on, I guess when you're creating the model, because can you go back to the slide?
Okay. Mhm.
Because look like the test case comes in the end, but you're creating the model first.
Yes,
So,
so models are the modules, we can say. So without scanning anything, you cannot create the test case. You will need to scan, you will need to create a module, and then you will need to
okay,
create a test case. That is the whole process, is the model based. So there will be a
okay,
model, and you will be combining it to create a test case.
got it. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Isha, I have one question. So while creating the model-based testing,
Mhm.
so hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so while we have like you told just we have created the model, then we'll create the test cases. So it is
Mhm.
totally for the first time we created the all positive test cases, like right?
Yes.
So we need to change like in one particular case we have to change like a negative test taking. According to that we have to change. In model-based testing only we will do the positive testing, right?
No, we can do negative testing as well for the model based. Okay. So it's a very deep thing, but in the test case design section, what we have is we will have negative testing as well. So in the test case design section, we bifurcate into what are the positive test, what are the negative test. So there is one straight through path, which is the positive path, and the invalid path, which will be the negative path. So the date, obviously, if you wanted to do a negative testing for that particular test case, you will need to have a different data, a negative data. So you can provide the negative data in that particular test case only. So there will be two
Yeah,
test
yeah.
cases with one particular template. So yesterday I was talking about there will be one template and the instances of the template. So that template will have just one flow. In that flow, we can have positive flow, negative flow, or the
Yeah, yeah,
invalid
okay.
or valid flow. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Got it, got it.
yeah. So let's come to the next slide. Okay. So now, as yesterday I was talking about risk-based testing. So consider in the risk-based testing, there is, okay, I'll give an example. So there is a login of the application, there is the shopping cart, and there is the um, log out. So considering your manager comes in and say that for this particular test case, for the login, shopping cart, and the logout, we'll need to assess the risk. Now how you will do it, you will first, if you'll need to check in the shopping cart whether the amount or everything is being coming or not, and the whatever the items you have been added is being coming correctly or not. So what, how will you assess the risk? That is the logical thinking you will need to provide there. How? In the login, I'll just open a notepad. So you will do a login, you will do a shopping cart, and you will do a logout. So consider the login functionality. Without login, you can't go into the shopping cart. So the basic risk is here. If this doesn't work, how you will enter into the shopping cart? So this we can assess it in the test execution. So we'll be assessing the risk where it is, identify the test suite in wherever there will be a risk. So how it will be, this is basically how are we gonna do is, uh, I do not have that particular calculate it. So consider this is a test case, and here there is a precondition folder which will have all the logins. Here there is a process folder which will have the process steps, and here it will have the post condition folder which will have the logout. So in this login, we will be assessing the risk here. So we will create a risk here that if this doesn't work, the process will not work, obviously. So here in the test execution, we can do it very easily, that how this particular like this particular test case has been identifying the risk. So by Tosca, we can easily maintain it. Why? Because the precondition login folder is different and the process folder is different. So we can manage our risk. So in Tosca, it's very, I'll be just telling you high level itself. There is a weighted risk factor which will be there in the requirement section and with the execution sections. So with that, we can assess the risk with Tosca. So that is why it says that it has risk-based testing. We can easily compare where we have the risk, and we can directly see if that particular test case or that particular module is working fine or not. So that is why it says we have the risk-based testing. I hope, and we will be covering this in our lectures. Obviously, I will be telling you how we will be checking this as risk-based testing. How are we going how are we doing functional testing? How are we doing regression testing? So all these features will be covered. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, it is scriptless automation. What happens is, I'll just make it a bit larger. Now it is the model based. But how it is the model based? What happens is, this is the script based code, but this is without script based code. So now here you can bifurcate everything. Like if you want to enter something, so there will be a different symbol of text box. If you want to have a drop down, so there will be a different symbol as of drop down. If there are buttons like login button is there, next button is there, so there will be a different symbol as this. So here we can, this will be in a very readable format. Consider there is an field in our application which is make. So make is a text box, so you will be entering that particular field here. I have one uh, example of demo web shop. So mhm. So consider this is the login, this is the clicking on the computers. This is basically the link which is already there in the application under test. And if you want to enter anything, so you will be entering that in this value, here in the value, and then in whatever you will be entered in the value here, that will be entered in the application under test. I will scan one particular module for you just for giving you the gist how it works in the end. We have a Tosca demo slide, but it's just a theoretical part. We will enter something here and it will it will enter there. So this is just a theoretical part, just understand it right now. Whatever you will enter in the value, it will enter in the application under test, whatever we have scanned. Tosca will enter it directly. So these are the bifurcations of the basically what are the what objects will be there in the application under test. So it is very readable through the script based testing. Like in the script based testing, we'll need to check whether it is where the value is being given, where that particular code is being written. But here we can see it in a very readable format. So this is how it works as a scriptless automation thing. We will be doing a demo in the end of this of the session. Now coming to distributed executions. So it is a very small topic. Now, yesterday also I've told about distributed execution. There will be a machine, one particular machine from where we will be triggering our executions, and it will be landing into the different test systems. That is that is required to minimize our time for the execution. Like, consider your client come and says that you will need to complete 100 executions in 2 days. That is not possible with one machines. If you are three resources as well, so only three machines are there. But consider we have 10 machines available with us, we have 10 virtual machines available with us. We can trigger five, we can trigger everything like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, or in every machine, so 50 executions in just a less amount of time. But if we do like three machines only, then one we have to wait, everything will be coming into the screen. Then for the second one, the second person will have to wait, so it takes our time as well. We can work on our machine, and in the virtual machines, that executions will be doing automatically. We can do unattended executions as well. We can schedule the executions with the Jenkins by CI/CD. We can create a pipeline with Jenkins, and we can do unattended. Like, we have a feature of remote desktop RDP feature, we can do it with unattended as well. So this is the basic feature of distributed executions, that we can save our executions time. That is very important because the execution timeline is very less, and we'll need to complete, and we'll need to make our project go live in some less like in a little time, and then we do not have much time for the go lives. So this feature will be most of the important when we will be doing the executions. Coming to the architecture of Tosca. Now, architecture of Tosca is basically, it has repositories, it has Tosca Commander, which we will be installing in our classes. We have Tosca Scan Wizard and Executor. This Tosca Scan Wizard and Executor, these are the components basically which is not visible. It will be like it will be coming in the backends. What in the backends basically, when you will be scanning, then Tosca Scan Wizard will be called automatically by Tosca Commander. When you will be doing executions, this test Tosca executor will be called from the backend by Tosca Commander. So it won't be visible to you. Only just the Tosca Commander where we will be working, that is visible for us. So as you can see the arrows, that all are linked between, like all the things are linked. We have an application under test, we have license server. Yes, we will need to have the server as well, and we will be having repositories, we will be having the Tosca Scan Wizard and everything. And with the in the Tosca Commander, we have different components, like we say different sections: test cases, modules, TCDs, executions, requirements. So we will be having all the sections here, and we will be working the whole thing from the Tosca Commander. So this is the architecture of Tosca. There is a Tosca Commander where the tester will work. There are the repositories which is at the backend, which is already been created, and we will be having some like we have different components, wizard and executor, which will be called while we doing scan and execution respectively. Now, all these slides are completed. Let's go to the short demo. How are we gonna start? It's not that you will be just if you scan and you will be just create the test case, uh, then the Tosca will like it is all completed. No, you have to learn certain things for creating the test cases, for making the test optimized, making the test best of use. Because in most of the companies, if you do not make test optimized, then there is no point of doing automation testing. The automation tester should know how to make the test cases optimized. Like in less amount of time we should create test cases, and in less amount of time we should be doing executions. So it is very, very important. Now, I will give you a short demo how we will be scanning it, and how are we going for, like how are we going to create a test case out of that scanned module. Before this, any questions regarding those slides?
So, ma'am, I have a question. Like, for example, if we have this Tosca, like the automation in the production,
Mm-hmm.
So how does that concerns the security? Like if he or she is entering the credit card, for example. So we have our own cards. We are not scanning the member cards, but does
Uh-huh.
it enable all the security features also?
No, I didn't understood your question. Consider if someone is giving you the requirement, why they will be giving you the security cards and everything.
No, we have our own security cards, for example, and when we do have this kind of automation, for example, we are using the Playwright. We just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that kind of information is not stored in the logs, especially in the Azure logs.
Ah, like yes. So you are talking about the password kind of things. Yes, you
Yes,
want
yes.
your password should not be seen by other members, right? So yes, we have like a data type of password, so that is not visible and it is encrypted. Once you enter the password, it will be encrypted and nobody can see that. So I'll show it to like this is a data type, and here if you maintain a data type as password, so consider I'll write it something here. Right. Okay. Now this is the password. Now it will be converted into the star marks and nobody can see your numbers. Even like the copy feature and everything is not possible.
Okay,
So
okay,
nobody
okay,
can see it. Yeah.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So this is basically generally for every consider we'll be login, and obviously you do not have to share your login information or credentials or like your card things or any personal information. So yes, you can convert your data type to passwords and then you can not show to them.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's do a small login thing. And with that login, okay, let's do a register because I also need to register here. But this register and everything we will be doing in the class. It's just for you to see how we will be scanning it. I have already scanned it. I'll just run it again. But before that, I'll tell you how to scan it. So in the orange section, you'll need to right click and click on the scan for the application. And then with the application, the whole screens will be available, whichever will be there for the scanning purpose. So we'll need to scan this demo web shop. We will click on this and click on the scan. Once this screen appears, we'll need to click on select on screen and then we'll need to click on this register. Okay, the register is already there. I'll just click on the first name and the last name and this button. So we have this here also. We can make it a generic name. First name will be this and the last name will be this. So these are the, if this symbol appears, these are the radio buttons. If this symbol appears, these are the text boxes. That means in application and test, we'll need to enter some text, sorry. So here there is a gender and the gender is the female, which is fine. I will just click on the first name. The ID is first name. Let's take name. This I am identifying so that it can become unique if something happens. If something here and there or changes or something, this will be unique for my test. So these things we'll be learning in our test, how we can make it unique. Many a times what happens is it doesn't come as a unique feature. We need to find how we will be making it unique. So as okay, what I'll do, I will module master class and test cases master class. I will bifurcate it with the main ones, so that will be easier for you. Module section is different. Now the test case sections are different. I'll close this. I'll close this. So now there is one module section and one test case section. And we will be creating a test case by right clicking and creating a register value case. There are some best practices we will need to follow for this. Now we just scan that. We will be dragging, dropping this, and we will drop it here, and we will be entering X we should enter, and the name is ABC, and the last name is XYZ. So what it will do, it will click female, it will enter ABC, it will enter XYZ automatically. Now I will just run it. So by running it, so this is Scratchbook. Scratchbook won't have the logs in it. It's just, we just wanted to see whether it is working it fine or not. So it will just run it. Okay. It will not run because we have maintained as male here. Okay, worked. So it, I'll run it again. Wait a second, because I have just, yeah, so it will again check for the female, like check the radio button, click the radio button, it will enter first name as XYZ and last name as ABC. Yeah, so whatever we enter, it mimics the same way. Wherever we are gonna click, like password, confirm password, register, it will work the same way. If we want to click on register, if we want to click on login, shopping cart, wish list. So it will mimic whatever our mouse will be doing in our application. Even with the PDFs, if you want to scan the PDFs, it will do the same way. Even with the Excel, it does the same way. Nowadays, with the higher versions of Tosca, they have given Excel modules. So it is very easier for us to have, like, read the data and send the data to Excels. So we have some important features as this way. So this was a short demo. I will run one more demo which I've created for you guys. It's the login. Yeah. I have created one small demo, web shop demo. What it will do, it will click on the computer. Now with the computer, it will click on the desktop, and in the desktop, it will add to the cart. So this screen will appear. So I will just run it for you guys. Yeah. So this worked. So whatever we do, it mimics the same way. Now we have a complete 15 minutes left. So yesterday we were not able to answer your questions. So we will just be seeing your questions. Before this, any questions regarding the demo session or anything which you would like to learn once again from the demo PPT or anything, uh, we are ready to hear.
So,
Okay,
ma'am,
this
the
last,
demo.
Actually, I have
yeah, please.
So the
Uh,
yeah.
last.
Actually, I have one doubt. Like,
mhm.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Actually, I have one doubt. Like, in the DevOps, can you show us in the class like how to do the configuration of that agent machine? It will show in practically, or only it will cover the theoretical part?
Practically it is possible, but I already have it in my system as of now. I'll need to make it like I'll need to remove everything and then, but I will show you in one machine we can do it. That particular thing we can do it in one machine. In the class itself, we'll be doing it. So like
Okay.
from
Within
your,
one machine, we can execute all the test cases
yes.
as an agent. How we can execute?
Yes, like we will be seeing in the class itself, like consider you do not have it right now. I already have it in my system. So if you do not have it, I will be guiding you how we can configure our agent machines.
Okay. And is there any certification for that Salesforce application? Suppose I want to implement the Salesforce application. So is there any certification available in the Tosca?
Yes, Salesforce certification is the new certification. It's not like basically for Salesforce, you'll need to learn the basics. What are the basics? How we will be scanning it or everything. So there is one webinars and one more documentation is available for Salesforce. You can read it through. But before that, you'll need to learn the basics, how Tosca looks like and how we will be scanning and making the test cases.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Will there be any session specific to SAP automation using Tosca apart from this one, this training?
Yes, like in this training, we will be covering the gist of it, like
Yeah.
somewhat of SAP automation we will be covering. It's an added advantage to like for the people who will be joining these sessions. So after the basic lessons, we will be covering SAP automation, but not the whole. Like for all the transactions, we won't be covering. But yeah, but somewhat main transactions we will be covering.
Okay, and you will be covering both for GUI and Fiori?
Fury is like the web automation only. So somewhat of if like if the demand is high and everybody feels like that if you wanted to cover that as well, we can cover. It will not take so much of time because that is a web application. So how we will be doing the web application, we will be scanning that only. But SAP is a desktop application that requires some
Right.
different configurations. So yeah, if the demand is high, we can do it.
But you will still be doing GUI, right? As
Yes.
part of the training? Okay.
Yes.
And once this entire training is done, do you offer from your Isha training, do you offer specific to SAP automation, the complete training?
Yes, there will be a different course, but you will need to check with the team. I'm not
Okay,
sure about it.
got
Yeah.
it. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So one question, ma'am, like, do we have full control on the test cases? For example, if you scan any application and
Mm-hmm.
while having this automation suite run later after the test cases are done, and if there is
Mm-hmm.
any lagging thing on the application side due to some network issues or due to some page load issues, so
Yes.
how does this Tosha have control on our test cases?
So there's a feature of synchronization in Tosca. Consider, like as I've mentioned, that you will need to be logical while you create a test case. Consider you know that there is a lag in this particular field. This field is coming around 60 seconds, but you don't know how many seconds. Like consider it is coming again in 80 seconds, and your internet is too slow. It comes around 100 seconds. Then you can give a dynamic wait ons to your test case. With that dynamic wait ons, consider it comes in 20 seconds, but you have given a dynamic wait on for 100 seconds, so it will come like you will be seeing in 20 seconds it will go and click. So you will need to be very logical while creating a test case, that this is the thing where we can like this can fail. Even we have recovery and cleanup scenarios for this. If consider there is a failure and you know that there will be a failure, we will be creating a recovery scenario for that. So you know where your test case failed, Tosca will automatically recover it. If you have given a recovery scenario, then your test case can be passed.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And this question is out
Mhm.
of context. Never mind. Like,
Mhm.
for example, the automation. If I go through any other private institutes, like they take at least 2 months. If it is like
Uh-huh.
Monday to Friday, but how come you're saying like weekends we can wrap it up in 1.5 month? Are you covering everything, whatever that is mentioned in the syllabus?
Yes, so this is the course basically. For 1.5 months, I've told about AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and somewhat of AE1. But I will need extra 4 or 5 classes, like 2 hours classes, for the SAP and API. So around it will take around 2 months, but I will try to cover your for you guys like in 1.5 months still here TDS1 and TDS2 courses, because that is very important. Once you learn this, you will be familiar with Tosca and then you can do anything like AE1, SAP, or APIs. So that will be in a familiar way for you guys. Everybody, it will take around somewhat 2 months, but in 1.5 months, I'll cover till here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
As a part of this, will we do any SQL backend validations?
No, database testing is not involved in this course. There might be a different course available. You can check with the training institute.
Yeah, I've got one question. Can we automate desktop application using Tosca? Will
Yes,
that course
so
cover it?
yes, so the SAP is the desktop application only. We are covering here for the SAP course, like how we can scan our desktop applications.
Okay, thank you.
For the desktop application, can we, Miss, you can show us like how to scan using Vision AI?
Vision AI, I'll try to do it because I do not have the login credentials as of now. It should require a business credential, but I'll try in the class if that is possible. For sure, we will be showing you with the Vision AI. But for Vision AI, we will need a mainframe application, a difficult application, we can say. So, if possible, I will guide you with that. If possible, if you have it in your computer, we can try it for sure. uh, but we are not covering Vision AI in this. But if you guys think that it is important thing, so I'll try to make it, like I'll try to do it for you guys.
Okay, and for that Vision AI, do we require any separate license or it is inbuilt available in Tosca?
No, we do not require any separate license basically, but we do require the configurations and the credentials for Vision AI. So we'll need to set up it first. Different licenses, not if you have I'm not sure about the free, if it works with the free license, but we will be trying it. We shall try with the free license, otherwise I'll try with my license.
Can you just go
Okay.
over for people who have signed up for the course? Can you just go over like what's the next steps and how we would get access, I guess, to the account or like to review videos, things like that, the syllabus.
Yes. Yes. So what we will do, we will be first installing the Tosca in your machines. It is great if you have already installed the Tosca in your machines. That is very great. But for the people who doesn't have the Tosca in their machines, we will be installing that, and we will be giving you the free licenses for that, how to log in, how you can get the business emails, and with that, how you'll be verifying everything. So once you get the license, like we will be giving you the license as well. Once the license is activated, we will be starting with the course, as in we will be taking like I'll as of now I have just told you about how the Tosca Commander looks like and everything. We will be starting with the best practices, what you need to make sure in your mind that this should be happen while you do it, while making the test cases. Then we will be seeing that whether how we can scan the modules in different ways. Like we have identification methods, we have many things for the modules, how we will be doing the rescans of the module. Consider there is a change in the application, how you will be rescanning it, what are the best practices of the module, what you'll need to make sure in your mind, that what while scanning the module, what you'll need to keep everything in your mind. So there are some factors for scanning the module, because I know it from many years, like since like 8 to 9 years I know it, so I can do it very fast. But for the people who will be doing for the first time, they would require practice for the modules. So once the module thing is completed, we will be doing some exercises. So you will have Monday to Friday time, and with that you will be doing some exercises. We will be giving you some exercises that will be on everything on the Google Drive. With every topics covering, we will be giving you some exercises so that you can practice. Even I can give you my exercises as well, difficult ones. Once you get the basics, then we will be covering the higher exercises. Coming to after completing the module sections, we'll be working on test cases section. So module section, test case development section will go hand in hand. Once you once you know how modules are created, once you know how test cases are created, once you know how development is being done, we will be going into a higher level of that. like consider how the data generation is been happening, what are the test configuration parameters, how you can optimize your test with test configuration parameters, how you can use regex in your applications, how you can use recovery scenarios. So this is how we will be going, and for every topic covering we will be doing an exercise so that you can have the practice, you can have the hands on, and you can say to the interviewer or in your company that you are a Tosca certified. Because without practice it won't, you won't get it. This is basically a practice. You will need to learn the Tosca things first. So this is how we will be going into the course.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So before it's already 8:30. I think you'll be arriving here. So one final question, ma'am. Do we have the scanning for PDF also, like assertions on the PDF documents?
Yes, we can do it. That is part of this course only, and PDF scanning is like we can cover.
Okay,
That is part of scanning only. We'll be like, this is the PDF document, this can be scanned easily. We have a
okay.
standard module. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I've got one question. Will the demo session be shared among us?
Yes, the recording will be shared for sure, but this PPT is for just my reference only. You can get all the insights from the team. So like recording will be shared for sure.
Okay.
Okay, my question is for the certification from Tyson test, how much time it will take means as a part of course for 1.5 months. So we can complete the certification as well side by side.
Yes, you can do it. Once, like I will be guiding you that this is the completion of AS1 course. You should go and do the certifications, and we will be seeing that how many people have completed the certificate. So that will make you understand better. Like if you do, and also it depends on you like how focused are you for these exercises and everything. Once you complete all the exercises, it will be more easier for you to get the AS1 or AS2 certified.
Okay,
I've got
so
another
AS1 and
question.
AS2 certified means how much means by learning this course, how much knowledge I will gain so that I can tell in the company that I am a TOSCA certified of this much experience means just want to
Yes,
know
so
that.
3 to 4 years, you will, like you can say 4 years like I have an experience of 4 years, because with the
Okay,
4 years we companies usually required AE1 course. Till AE1 course they required it for 4 years experience.
okay.
So
Um,
normally, I just wanted to know how the exams are for the AS1. Are they multiple choice, situational, or practical?
Multiple choices.
Okay, so we have to choose only one
Yes, yes,
answer.
and yeah, it is basically, it will be some double choices as well, like check boxes will be there. So somewhat of
Mm-hmm.
multiple choices, and then like it is basically you'll get the options. It is not the you'll need to write an exam.
And how many questions do we have for the AS1?
Uh, that I am not sure because I've done very long back, maybe 40, 45 questions. Uh,
How many hours?
50, around 50 questions will be there.
Okay, 50 questions. And how many hours?
It depends on you. You can, it does not have any time limit. You can do it
Uh,
on your own time.
and the pass mark is how much we should score all?
60%. 60% is the minimum you should score.
Okay, good. 60% out of 50 questions.
Yeah, out of 100, 60%. Even if you score 65%, you will be certified. It's not that you'll need to score 95%. The certificate doesn't gives you the percentage that you have been given. This you have write an exam with 90% or something.
Ah,
It's just a
okay.
normal certificate. Yeah.
Thank you.
okay, one more question after, was what is the requirement for the system for Tosca so that we can
So
download it?
Yeah, so basically RAM I guess should be 32 GB, but the system
Mhm.
requirements we will be checking in our day two class. All the system requirements I will be giving you a brochure of that so that you can check if your system is compatible with it. But nowadays every system is compatible with that, so it will be easier to
Okay.
install. But disk space should be there, like you should have enough space to download it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
And that this course will complete within 1.5 months, and it will be only weekend batches.
Yes, weekend batches, but like if by going, if we see the like the people are going for the week batches as well, we will be considering that, but we will be starting as of weekend batches as of now. But going through, we can consider, but you will need to check with the team only. I'm not at all very much sure about this.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I hope I've answered all your questions and hope you will be joining the classes, and it will be very interesting classes. We will be not I will be just not speaking. It will have a two-way communication for sure. Your doubts will be cleared, your exercises, we will be doing the exercises together. We will be clearing all your questions in the ongoing classes, and we'll make that classes worth watching. So I hope you guys will be interested in the course, and then it's happy to learn, and let's see you in the next classes, like in the next weekend. And please check with the team and everything for all the registrations and everything. And if you have any doubts, please check with the team. Also, thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out time for this demo sessions.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank
weekend.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.